Welcome to another episode of The Modern Moron. Today's guest is one of my former students and friend from the old days in my former life. And putting this episode together was basically figuring out which rabbit hole I wanted to present to you. We talked for about an hour, and I swear a half hour of it was about Guy Fieri from the Food Network, and most of it was nasty gossip, and it was started by me. Gossip is not okay 99% of the time. Make that 99.9%. Okay, 100%. And I felt a little dirty about it, so I bring it up to tell you that that is not on this episode. How's that for a show with the word moron? We get a little background on our guest's work in the limousine business, and he is very excited to share the catchphrase he's come up with for the show. We talk news for about a minute and a half, and it's just about the impeachment circus. This somehow leads to a conversation about horror movies, which actually seems kind of logical now that I think about it, as well as the Netflix Scorsese film, The Irishman, with Deniro, Peshi, and Al Pachino. It's the dying limo industry, horror films, and The Irishman on The Modern Moron. Thanks for listening.
Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Can I say my catchphrase?
Oh, you've been working on a catchphrase?
Yeah, let's tackle the issues of the day.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's tackle the issues of the day. Okay. Well, we need to get a little bit of background. We need to get to know you.
Who the heck is that?
Like, what do you do to pay the bills? Are you married? Are you single? Do you have kids? That kind of stuff. Just the basics.
This seems like this might be a scam. I think you're, what do they call it? Where they profile somebody to like get their passwords. And
You think I'm luring you into something?
if you get enough information from me, you'll be able to get my passwords pretty easily.
Okay, what's your date of birth, your social security number, and what is your pet's name?
Now you're making fun.
Are you married?
I am not legally married, but pretty much, yeah.
You have a significant other.
An SO, yeah, SO.
And how long have you been under the same roof?
Oh, same roof. Over 10 years.
Or you're not living together?
Yeah. We live in 10.
And for 10 years you've been living together?
Over 10, yeah.
Over 10?
Over 10.
But no kids?
No kids.
So where did you meet your special someone?
A friend of a friend introduced us, and we met, and then, we talked on the phone, the phone a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So she lived...
Pretty crazy story.
She lived a long ways away?
No, she lived...
No, everybody... Hey,
What?
Everybody's got a story. Everybody is interesting.
That was a little condescending.
Oh, was it? Did that feel condescending? I think you're... Okay, I think you're a little...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You say that to people like the garbage man, right?
No, I say that...
You, sir, you have a story, regardless of how uninteresting you appear to
No.
be. I know underneath
okay, then
it all,
you missed my
have a story,
intent.
sir.
You missed my intent. My intent is a lot of
I feel
people
like the
have...
last time we talked, we got in a fight.
Did we?
Mess
Yeah,
with
I
me.
don't know.
My intent is, people say everybody has a story and then they have a podcast, but all they do is try to have celebrities and then try to get celebrities.
Yeah.
Well, if everybody's interesting, then have everybody on the show, not just celebrities.
Hey. All right.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
I can tell. Fired up, man. Hey, I watched that movie Parasite.
Yeah, I am fired up. Parasite.
Is
that new? Is that old?
It's a good movie. It's going to be in all the award stuff. But let's get back to me.
Okay.
I have an interesting story. I'm a human, so my story is valid just as anyone else's.
Yeah.
Guide me.
Okay. Can I ask, what are you doing creatively? What are you doing? Are you paying the bills with your art?
No.
Or are you?
No.
You are not.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure my art's going to be discovered way after I'm dead.
I can relate to that. That's when it's most valuable.
And then the money will start rolling in.
Do you have a good, steady job?
Yeah. It's just a job.
Do you mind talking about the field in general?
It's the dying industry of car service / limousine service.
Limo service.
Limo service. But I work in the office. I don't drive.
Did you ever drive?
No.
But I bet you've got some good stories about, crazy stuff happens when limos are rented.
There's good stories. I know. No.
So what do you do in and why do you say it's a dying business? Because of Uber?
Yeah. And then self-driving cars
Right.
are coming. And then AI.
And the company you work for is not interested in going that route and staying with the technology and
No.
renting out.
This might shock you. I don't think the limo industry has braced itself for the changes that are coming.
They're just glorified taxi services.
Yeah, I mean, they literally have cars and hire people to drive the cars.
Right.
There's not a lot of visionaries in this field.
It's all over.
Yeah. And do you guys have one of those stretch Hummers?
No. We're more entertainment accounts, corporate.
What I'm picturing is that this limousine service doesn't have a lot of stretch limos, but a lot of Lincoln Town cars, something understated.
Yeah, the SUVs and, the Lincoln Town cars are gone pretty much. Sad to me.
Oh, really?
Sad to you.
They would prefer. Why is that sad to you?
I mean, they were just a classic guy's
It's
car.
classic, yeah.
But they look old now. They look dated.
And everybody wants an SUV, something that rides high and blacked out windows.
Still the sedans, but more modern, more of a modern look.
And they're more corporate accounts, picking people up from the airport, VIPs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hotels, entertainment, little corporate. Yeah.
Are things a little tense at the office generally? People thinking, man, this is...
Yeah, little tense. Elon Musk isn't starting a limo company.
No, he's not.
Our top minds aren't in that world.
Is there any other industry that you could segue into? From what you do? Do you keep the books? Like I could keep books for another company, or do you do sales?
Like another dying industry, truck driving, maybe?
No. Well, I don't know exactly what you do. You do booking?
Typewriter sales. I do. It's a small office, so I do everything. Dispatch.
So you're like the office manager?
No.
Do you manage a staff?
I manage no one. The drivers. I guess the drivers. There you go. I manage the drivers. Let's tackle the issues of the day.
So the clock is ticking.
Yeah, the clock's ticking. Yeah, for sure.
The issues of the day.
I'm just joking. Let's keep talking about what you want to talk about.
Is there something in particular, issues of the day, that you wanted to hit upon?
I thought it would make you laugh if I said, let's tackle the issues of the day over and over again. It hasn't.
Well, a lot of times we do talk about the issues of the day.
I know.
Tackling the issues of today.
Unfortunately, that ends up going to politics lately.
I'm a fan of your show.
Really?
I listen to the show.
Thank you. Well, now you're part of the show.
This is like almost like a Make-A-Wish thing for me. Did I write you a letter claiming to have an illness and that got me on the show? I've done that. I've done that in the past.
Oh, wow. I love that. That was good. You got me on that.
Whoopsies.
Okay. I got thrown off here and we got way off track. And by we, I mean I got off track. So we're going to pick up later on after we skip past a bunch of other rabbit holes with me ranting about the 4 legal experts that testified last week, or weeks ago by the time you may get to this. 3 of those legal experts testified as you would expect, but the 4th did not feel like there was nearly enough evidence to impeach the president, and he was referred to as a dissenter. My take is that it was jaded to use the word dissent, that using that word makes it seem like he has a position contrary to what he, air quotes, should have had. The expert in question was George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley, who said, one can oppose President Trump's policies or actions, but still conclude that the current legal case for impeachment is not just woefully inadequate, but in some respects dangerous as the basis for the impeachment of an American president. For me, it all came down to the use of the word dissent, and I'm pretty sure I was wrong. So, surprise. Even this led us down yet another rabbit hole where we discussed movies and the horror movie genre, which I do not care for. We end up talking about Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, which is on Netflix now. I don't think we give anything away, but I will say people do get shot in the film. He's saying this is not sufficient evidence according to what they keep referring to them as the framers, and I don't think that's fair to him. He said at the outset, I'm not a Trump supporter and I didn't vote for him, but I don't think this is enough evidence. That's not, is that dissenting?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think out of the 4, he's they're using like the Supreme Court terms, like the dissenting view, the minority view of the 4. Yeah, I think that's dissenting.
I think that word is kind of loaded, dissenting. It makes it seem like everybody else says it should be this way, but you don't. Is that not a loaded word and I'm making it sound loaded?
I agree. I think, in a way, Descent sounds like you're the heroic person fighting against the majority, actually, right?
Well,
No?
he is.
Yeah.
I think that's an accurate summation of what's going on right now. It's a Democrat majority, and there's fewer Republicans on the panel, right? And then when it goes to the Senate, it's going to be the opposite. And guess what's going to happen? He's not going to get impeached.
The Descent. Have you ever seen that movie, The Descent, the horror movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Do you like horror movies?
I do like horror movies, but this is one that artsy-fartsy people liked a little bit.
Really?
More, right? About the women who go spelunking in the cave. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to see stuff, man.
I don't watch horror movies.
Just check it out.
I'm looking it up right now.
I hear you fake typing.
I don't think I can. I really don't like horror movies.
Well, this is a scary one.
The Descent, 2005.
Yeah, it's an older.
A British horror film written and directed by Neil Marshall follows 6 women who have entered a cave system, struggle to survive against the creatures inside.
Oh, man. I got chills. You just reading that.
So as a horror movie aficionado, what are some of the all-time?
Ooh,
Like, what's your
I
top
don't know.
3?
That's too hard.
That's what she said.
Oh, you don't have to limit it to 3. Just some that come. What are some that come to
Main
mind?
classics are, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, of course.
Of course.
Is Jaws horror? Kind of. Jaws, if you consider that horror, of course.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Suspense
what else?
thriller.
It crosses every genre, kind of. Maybe some of the weird ones are better. Some of the more current ones that I loved it follow.
You see a lot of movies, right?
Not compared to a lot of people, but more than average, but not like,
Okay. Right. How often do you go to the movies, would you say?
not that often anymore. Too many bad experiences.
How often do you rent a movie?
Never. It's all Netflix and.
Okay. Did you see?
Saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and had a gross couple brought 3 young kids to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The dad was drunk. He was burping hot dog and beer burps and just proudly exhaling the air all over.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and just I really like that movie.
And that's not a movie you take kids to.
No, and then the kids, I'm not going to give anything away, but towards the end, the feeling of dread is kind of amping up, right?
Mhm.
Quid pro quo.
And like the kids don't really know what's going on, but they get that feeling, right? They're old enough to know.
Hasta la vista.
They're not 3-year-olds.
Baby.
They're like 8 to 11, that age
Yeah,
range.
that's totally inappropriate movie.
And then, when kids get scared, they start asking questions and talking a lot.
Do you feel
like, what's
lucky?
why is
What's that man doing?
Punk.
And it was just it was terrible. I had to go back and see it the next week. I love that movie, boy. I'll tell you what.
You love that movie.
I think it will make all the nominations, sweeps.
Tarantino's up for an award for that, I think, right?
Yes.
Did you see Get Out?
Saw Get Out. I liked Get Out a lot.
What'd you think of that movie?
I did think it was a little overrated. What do you think? Well, are you with me on that? But I did like it.
No, I'm not with you on that. But you're somebody that likes that genre, and I'm somebody who doesn't. So I feel like that's sort of crossed over.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, that wasn't really a straight horror. That was a deeper.
It was pretty horrific to me. That's what I'm saying. See, you're a purist. As a purist of horror movies, didn't quite do it for you, but for me, it did.
The movie Us was a little more straight horror.
Which one?
Us. His follow-up to Get Out. Us, about the doppelgangers.
Oh, I know someone who saw it, said it was very good. Was some of that filmed in Santa Cruz?
Oh, yeah. Like on the boardwalk.
On the boardwalk,
beach.
yes.
So,
of the movies that you mentioned, there's only one of them I'm like, no way. And that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not into that kind of stuff.
You've
What?
seen that.
No,
seen it.
I have not. And I won't.
Come on.
No way.
What?
Why? I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like blood and
not
gore.
okay. Okay, it's not that gory. First off, thank you.
Knives freak me out.
Man, I wish you were here, and I would just put it on the screen. Wait, what is your genre?
I watch a lot of documentaries.
I watch documentaries too.
The last movie that I watched, I watched 3 hours of The Irishman.
Yeah, I watched that too.
And somebody on Facebook said, and the Oscar goes to Joe Pesci.
Yes, I agree.
You agree?
Well,
I don't.
Man, I don't know. That last scene with him might have choked me up a little bit.
The last scene where he was
In prison.
made up very old, and sort of the way the palsied affectation that he had was extraordinarily convincing.
Yes.
However, I'm looking at the whole movie. By the way, 3.5 hours?
No, it was 3.5. Okay, yeah, I know. I agree.
Like, come on. 3.5 hours of that. And I'm thinking that character didn't really go through anything. He was a guy in control, in a powerful position, stayed in a powerful position, and finally went to prison.
But at the end, he's different because he's.
In what way? What did you see? Because I'm not catching it, and obviously Joe Pesci's awesome. What did I miss?
We don't want to give anything away, but he knows he's at the end of the road, right? De Niro says, "Wait, you're going to church?" You know, the guy's pushing him in the wheelchair to go to the jail church, and he was like, "Just wait and see. Just wait." Like he knows he's dying, and he's trying to.
He knew, well, yeah,
do what he can to get into heaven at the very end.
For a movie as long as that was, I did enjoy it.
And Pesci would be up for supporting. Supportings have a little less arc usually, right? They're a little more.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to think of who went through
I don't know. I thought he was really good. Harvey Keitel never even said anything. He was like a mute.
Oh, I love Harvey Keitel, and he was hardly in it.
I love his face.
I wanted more Harvey Keitel, but Pacino.
With Hoffa?
I thought he was miscast. I went and watched an interview with Jimmy Hoffa. Have you ever seen an interview with him?
I've seen clips. Yeah, I don't think I've ever sat and watched like a in-depth interview.
Didn't they make a movie called Hoffa?
Yeah, with Nicholson.
Oh, Nicholson played him.
But Nicholson did a very different thing than Pacino. Pacino, I think, was trying to show that like the guy had charisma to have all that support from the unions. He wasn't this dry guy, right? You saw the interview. What was he, this dry kind of?
They were asking him questions about what it was like in prison.
Yeah.
And I just noticed the physicality of him. And that shouldn't be the only thing you cast a role on. But this guy was thick. He was a heavy set guy. He had thick wrists. His wristwatch barely fit on his wrist. He had big meat hook hands and big sausage fingers. He was a big, thick guy. And Al Pacino,
thick meat, thick sausage.
I was making too many meat references, meat and sausage.
Brad Pitt was really good in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood also. I don't know if he'd be supporting or best actor. I don't know for sure. I feel like it might be, even though character-wise he was almost as the same as Leo in it, you know, of importance.
And that's a supporting role as well?
I don't know. I think that last scene with Pesci, you might be your heart might be dead a little bit.
It was really good, but it was very sort of matter of fact.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah. He didn't look in the camera, have a single tear drop and do a monologue. It was a little more subtle than that.
Okay.
We are just arguing so much.
No, you're getting the last word.
Overall, did you like The Irishman?
Oh, yes, I really did. Considering how long it was,
yes,
I was like, yeah, I was on board with this film.
It was like the anti-Goodfellas, right? Like Goodfellas romanticized crime.
That's the thing that was keeping Pesci from doing it.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it.
Why?
Because I don't want to do another gangster film.
But it's different. Every gangster film makes it look fun and cool to be a gangster.
Romanticizing violence.
I mean, they do, though, right? I mean, Goodfellas has a 15-minute scene about how good the food was in prison, and you're like, oh my God, I want to be in the mob in prison right now.
Cut that garlic razor thin.
Yeah. De Niro just goes up and shoots people in the head.
Scorsese was on Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah. Did a great interview about The Irishman. Did you see it?
No.
That's worth tracking down on YouTube. It's on YouTube, and he does a very interesting interview about the process of making that film and aging them and making them younger. And they had to have a special director of like posture. There was a posturing director.
The one thing with Al, the picture starts shooting, and it was a long shoot because the CGI is complicated. Each camera has 3 lenses on it. And I was shooting with 2 cameras. Sometimes we were carrying 9 cameras. So it was complicated, but a lot of people on the set, that means, and I'm short. I can't get to the actors. So we have Al, the first day of shooting. We're doing a scene where Al is sitting in a chair. His family is with him. He's watching the election results on TV about the Kennedys, and he's really angry at the Kennedys. And he gets up at one point. He goes, we're going to go to war with these people. I can't watch this anymore. And he storms out. And I had 2 cameras on him. Gary, the posture,
Posture Gary.
We're all there. And I'm, okay, let's shoot. And Al's doing his thing, 2 cameras. I'm looking at the video, looking at Al, and it was really good. And I said, let's emphasize this bit a little more. Let's do one more take. It's fantastic. He does it again. He gets up. He walks out, I thought it was great. Good. I said, Rodrigo, why don't we try to get the wider shot now? Because the rain, it goes on. We can't get the wider. I said, what is it? And they all came up to me, long faces. And they said, Al. I said, what is it? He said, he's supposed to be 49. I said, he's supposed to be, Al's 78.
Yeah.
And he had the little dots on his face and everything, but when he gets up, he's supposed to be 49. And so I looked at them and I said, you tell him. No, it's my first day with the net, 40 years. And I got to go tell him, hey, come on out.
Al, we need you to spring up.
Come on, spring up there. So they said, all right, I'll tell him. Okay, I'll go. Is everything okay? I said, yeah, Al, it's great. You're terrific. I said, the only thing is, you're supposed to be 49. He goes, oh, God. Oh. All right, we're going to try. Gary went in there, get them all set up. Okay, ready? And action. One more time. And we do it. And I look around the guys, and Al looks up and he says, 62.
Seems like a fair compromise.
We're all started laughing.
After listening to myself, not only do I sound like a moron talking about The Irishman, I sound like a pompous moron. I agree with our mystery guest in that a character doesn't necessarily have some tremendous arc or a big tearjerker monologue, especially when you're talking about a supporting role. Joe Pesci is great in The Irishman, and he plays a mobster like you've never really seen, or at least I haven't. He actually sort of plays a compassionate mobster, if that's possible. So yes, you should definitely see it. Get yourself some popcorn and a soda and put on a nice dry adult diaper and sit through this 3.5-hour film, just like you would binge watch any other show you're looking forward to. It's a really great film. There's a link at the bottom of the description to the Jimmy Kimmel interview with Mr. Scorsese, as well as an interview on CBS Sunday Morning that features Scorsese along with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. That's it for this moron. Hope your holidays so far have been filled with online shopping and gift cards, because that's all kids want anymore anyway, right? Thank you for listening to The Modern Moron, and we'll see you soon.
Really funny. Really funny. What do you mean I'm funny? It's funny, it's a good story. It's funny. You're a funny guy. What do you mean? You mean the way I talk? What? It's just, you're just funny. It's the way you tell the story and everything. Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
You're right.
Funny how? What?
Just, you're funny.
You mean,
So?
let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
No, just, how you tell a story. What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
You motherfucker! I almost had him! You stuttering prick, yeah. Frankie, was he shaking? I wonder about you sometimes, Henry. You may fold under questioning.